Think an ex-con doesn't deserve to be happy?
Spill it already!
You've gotta be kidding.
Who killed them? I hope you stay happy forever!
So that's a pretty good summary of where we left everything. So we finally unlock this path. Genny and Mame had a truly tragic ending. And then Lien and Kizzy had a great ending where we finally got to see the girl under the mask to find out that she's kind of our clone. Well, we're her clone? Do you think she's older than us? Though clone's probably not the right word for that because I believe we were constructed. Now, what we have done down this path is that we tracked down we found the rocket on top of the rooftop where they're talking about, oh, hey, this is the weird gas. This is where find the other half of Enda's body. We went into Terror, or we went to confront Terror. Yeah, we went into Terror's sink, and that was an interesting experience. And it was Uru was who we found out he was, and then we found. So this was the big reveal, which was that Jin Furoi's parents were Tokika and Chikara. Terror's sink told us that. And so this is how we know that he's Uru. So now we continue down this storyline. Last. Mizuki chapter 5, M1. Hello, Mama.
Oh, you came. Good. Want something to drink?
Yes. I'm not old enough, though.
With water? On the rocks? You don't have to be shy. It's on me. It's such a bizarre case, the HB serial killings. That being said, the facts are fairly straightforward. Pointing out a culprit can't be too hard. Do you already know? Terror. Who are they, really?
They're Uru, but what kind of vintage items do you like? Oh, man. I'm a fan of vintage automobiles, but also vintage instruments because they have this nice sound to them. I am also very fond of the vintage nose art from World War II planes. But I'm going to go with instrument. You must have some quick fingers. I do play piano. Not very well, but I can. Uru Somezuki.
Right. Uru. We know he killed at least 3 people. Jin Furoe, Chikara Horadori, Andes Komeiji. But why did he kill them? What was his goal?
To build schools in Africa. No, I think feel like that is really to get revenge, but is it the nirvanA initiative? Not sure on that one. Let me think about that a little. I want to go with revenge because I think that was definitely revenge motivated.
That's true, I suppose. But that wasn't the main reason.
Okay, so it's the nirvanA initiative. Okay,
That's
fine.
right.
Fine.
The nirvanA initiative. The loony plan to have humans reach moksha. That's why Uru killed the three of them. We can put aside the little details for now. The most concerning aspect of the whole thing is the time difference. The left and right sides of the victims were found 6 years apart. Regarding the first victim, the facts are already in. 6 years ago, on February 10th, Jin Furuwei's body fell from the ceiling of Devaita. And this year, 5 days ago, also on the 10th, Uru Somizuki's left half was found at the stadium, not Jin's. Plastic surgery and
summary, Mama.
complete
This is actually
organ
pretty helpful.
transplants. It fooled the investigators into thinking they were the same person. But what about the other victims? Chikara, Komeiji, Tokiko. How do you explain those three?
I mean, that's a good question.
You have good intuition. You might already know.
Why did it seem like their bodies appeared after 6 years passed? Timeline was not in the correct order?
Right.
I mean, yeah, but that's
In other words, it's not like that.
Oh, that would explain why the Shoka was talking about his dad like his dad had just been there, because it hasn't been 6 years since he died. That's why that was so weird. Is we've actually been interspersing Ryuki and Mizuki and not all in 6 years ago.
It's like this.
Yes. Okay, so this does answer some of the... I was like, did they really forget that they killed that guy 6 years ago? But no, that actually... this makes way more sense.
This is the timeline that you actually experienced. The red and blue lines are intertwined, almost like DNA. You started on the red line from the top, and then followed the blue line, which led you to this point. You've traversed 4 X's.
Oh boy. We are getting meta with this game.
The left side is 6 years ago, and the right side is this year. To make things easier, we'll call the left side past, and the right side present. In other words, you came here, jumping back and forth between past and present, a day at a time, all to end up here. Now do you understand? Chikara's right half was found the night of the 11th, in the past. His left half was found the next morning. Komeiji's right half was found on the 13th. His left half was found the next morning at 6 a.m. 6 years have passed, and now we're here. In the present, Tokiko's right half was found on February 12th. The next day, a little past midnight, her left half was found in the basement of Horodori Institute. Long story short, the left and right halves weren't found 6 years apart. They were all found soon after each other.
Okay, yeah, no, at least they're not pushing the time travel stuff. That would have been really annoying.
Nothing supernatural here.
Excellent. No, it's just how you told the story, I guess. So is it now gonna whoop, whoop, whoop? Yup. True flowchart. This is a chart that shows the flow of the story in chronological order. True that's all not even words. The true flowchart can be checked from menu flowchart. Huh. So that got us... Oh, so we actually went into his somnium in the past, which explains how Tokiko was there and... Or 'cause she showed up, right? And then how Uru would still be alive and actually his full half. And then, okay, I mean... Sure.
Anyway, that's just my genius analysis. Oh, but I know what you're gonna say. There's still tons of things that can't be explained, right? Especially, who killed Uru and Tokiko?
Yeah, that is a question I had.
Jin, Chikara, Komeiji. It was Terror, Uru, who sliced these three in half. But then Uru was killed in the present, February 10th.
And Shoma's robot was used.
Tokiko's body was found after that. So who killed Uru and Tokiko? Well, I'm sure this mess will be cleared up soon. By Mizuki, her friend, and by you, Freyr.
Oh. Or do you mean to say player?
So anyway, good luck with the rest of your investigation. I'll be cheering you on.
You alright there, Mama?
Huh? Who was I just talking to? Maybe I've had a bit too much to drink. It's awfully cold tonight.
Oh, well, if you were offering me personally something to drink, well, I was way old enough to have that. I thought it was Mizuki. You know, seeing as that's who I was last. Aioen Garden. You notice it doesn't have any of the other alternate endings off the side.
Hey, about Kizzy. Are you sure she's okay?
Don't worry. I made sure she's fine.
Kizuno went missing. Last night around 11 o'clock, Richi Chieda, her father, contacted me. Iva and I started our search for Kizzy. After a while, I got a call on my phone. It was from her. She told me to meet her here, at Aioen.
So, that makes us sisters? We're not the same age, but we're like identical twins. We have almost the same genes. That's crazy.
I'm a copy of you.
Don't say it like that.
But I'm your clone, right?
Technically,
I just had this
yes,
discussion,
but our DNA isn't exactly the same.
which means you're not a clone.
My genome was rearranged. Your DNA was modified on top of that, which is why you don't have the symptoms I have. Basically, you're an upgrade. The perfect version of me.
Don't say it like that.
Yeah, don't put yourself down. You're pretty badass. I was raised at Aioen too?
Yeah, the same as me. When I was 6, you were born at Horadori Institute and sent here. I'm guessing they thought it was too difficult to raise you at the Institute.
Gee, I wonder why.
I remember the day you arrived like it was yesterday. You were still a baby. But the moment I saw you, I got this feeling. I started bawling my eyes out. The people at the facility didn't know we were related. Makes sense. They were told we were from 2 different places. But we're both named Mizuki, and we looked really similar.
Oh, they even named us the same? Oh.
So to make it easier, everyone started calling me Big Sis. They called you Mizuki.
What happened after I arrived at Aioen?
They took me to Horadori Institute every so often for examinations. Well, I say examinations. I mean human experiments.
Yeah, they were doing some pretty nasty stuff.
I don't think you remember, but they did terrible things. I remember getting shots with needles as big as boba straws.
Oh, God.
My time with
That's the stuff of
Horadori
nightmares.
Institute ended when I was 9 and you were 3. It shut down and we were finally free. That's about the time you were adopted by the Okiura family.
So why did they adopt us if it was like we were gonna ruin Shoko's life? Shoko? Is that her mother's name? We were ruining her life because that was a big point in like the first one.
But me? Well, I told you about me, right?
You were blind in one eye and had a heart condition.
Right. So it was hard to find a family who would take me. Ultimately, it was Mr. Chieda, the chairman.
So when you were 9, you were adopted by...
The Chiedas. I spent the next 6 years there. Up until I was 15, I lived under the same roof as Kizuna.
I see. That's why she called me Big Sis.
So what about after that?
You said something about an eccentric woman?
Yeah, I was adopted by her.
Do you mean...
Shizue Kuranushi. Boss.
I knew it! I freaking knew it. Big Sis and Boss's daughter were the same person, the same age.
Which is why my name is Mizuki Kuranushi now.
Which also explains how Boss knows us quite so well.
You think that sounds kinda lame, huh?
No, it's not that.
Why did Boss adopt you? I guess she never did say that she had the child.
You know how we're stronger than everybody else? Maybe she thought I'd come in handy.
So she wanted to make you work for her.
I don't know if that's the truth, but that's what she told me. Boss taught me how to fight. After she adopted me, she trained me hard every day. 6 years ago, when I was 18, I was hired as a top secret member of Abyss. Boss wanted someone who she could rely on. Someone who would never betray her.
Which is fair, considering how much schmoozing she has to do to keep us, like, off the books.
She trusted me to handle the most sensitive situations. Basically, I'm like a ninja. Well, a kunoichi. Which is why my existence at Abyss had been hidden. The only people who know are Boss, Pewter, and Ryuki.
Ryuki? Why?
I wonder.
Yeah. Did he find out by accident? I don't remember. I remember finding out the Boss had a daughter. Is she supposed to explain why we have an older Mizuki in some of the investigation pieces? And it's not this Mizuki? So, why were you hiding your identity?
If I revealed myself to you, you would want to know everything. And one way or another, you'd find out.
And this is a bad thing, why?
You'd find out that your genes were spliced. That your real parents aren't Renju and Shoko.
Ah, yeah, I was right.
I didn't want you to end up like me. I wanted you to live a normal life. As normal as possible, anyway.
Oh, come on, I lived with Date. How normal could my life have been?
Get a normal job, a normal husband,
That wouldn't have probably
get
gone over
married,
well.
start a family, live happily ever after. A life like that. But if I showed up, I would ruin all that.
Other people did a fine job of that.
That's what I thought, at least.
I see.
Namely a body snatching criminal. Took care of a whole bunch of that already.
Why didn't you tell me 7 years ago in November? I was already well on my way to an abnormal life at that point.
Maybe that's true.
So in about February 6 years ago,
It's like I told you. I want to know who did this to me. I know that Chikara was the mastermind, but I want solid proof. That's why I was investigating him and his institute. But then, out of the blue, he gets killed. That's why I started following the HB case.
okay, so again, about February 6 years ago, I asked her about what happened back then. She told me the details of what happened on the 12th and the 14th. The 12th. This world is a game, and I want to play with you. If you want to give a nice hit. Alright, the balloons are in Tokyo. We did that as Ryuki. And then we synced with Genny. This was, Hora Inst Underground. I remember that puzzle. Then the 14th. I was wondering, like, why they would still have, like, the blood tracks for that. If he had been murdered 6 years ago. It didn't seem like, you know, being outdoors like that, evidence would last that long. So, you know, I guess that kind of makes sense. That also explains why Date was there and she wasn't like, where the hell have you been for 6 years?
What you have seen and heard cannot be shared with anyone. If you do, I will kill her. I have an abundant amount of money. Even if I were to die, the assassins I've hired would still find her.
I see. That's why you didn't talk about what happened 6 years ago. But I think it's okay to start talking now. Why? I was able to freeze all of Terror's hidden accounts. We don't need to worry about any assassins anymore.
Oh, nice.
I bet you don't remember anything from February 6 years ago, do you?
I do not. My body was destroyed in the explosion at the cathedral. The Abyss communication network was also offline, so there was no backup taken.
By the way, I'm curious.
And as Ryuki, this kind of, like, the fractured memory sort of makes sense because he went crazy and he has lucid moments where he's, like, investigating the crime and then he's not there anymore and then he's there and then he's not, right?
Why were we given the same name?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't really care about the name.
But wouldn't that make it harder to tell us apart at the Institute?
I don't think they had any trouble. We had code names at Horadori Institute. I was Mouse, and you were Rabbit.
We were the rabbit toy.
And you remember what they called us at Aioen, right?
You were Big Sis, and I was Mizuki.
Yeah.
Is that what I called you?
No. You were still little. You couldn't talk much. You just called me BB.
BB?
Yeah,
BB, huh?
anyway, we've already spent enough time here. We shouldn't be wasting time like this.
Good point. There's still tons we don't know about the HB case.
Right, and because we said that we heard Kizuna was missing, we thought that the other time, or that other sequence that Terror was threatening her, but Terror was really threatening Big Sis about Mizuki, and Kizuna's actually fine. I think she ran off with Lien. Hopefully. Hopefully that's what happened. Especially given how Dad's reaction to that was.
Follow me. I want to show you something.
He sent massive quantities of hitmen.
Huh? What is it?
Oh, no. It's nothing. Let's go, BB.
Yep. That just looked, I forgot how ridiculous Dante's head on that looks. That expression is the best for Dante, though. And there's half body. Yep.
Ah! What the fuck? This is information overload. My brains are gonna flow out of my ears.
Jeez, just relax.
I can't just relax. What is this corpse doing here? And why are Kizzy and Lien here? Oh, and most importantly, who the hell is this?
What, isn't it obvious?
Wait, you're that stupid porno mag collecting old man.
No.
Yes.
Why are you dressed like that? Where is Genny? What are you doing here? And one last thing. Where have you been the past 6 years? Why didn't you try to contact me?
Fair question.
I'm sorry, Mizuki.
I think we remember he didn't have his memory. He was wandering around as a double amnesiac. Until a news report jogged his memory, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm not a cabana boy. I am in fact a detective.
Okay. I think I kind of get it. 6 years ago, Date lost his memory when the ceiling collapsed on him.
You know, his memory was already fragile enough to begin with. I suppose we'll allow it.
Then he got captured by Terror but managed to escape.
And he's been wandering the Earth for the past 6 years.
5 days ago, on the 10th, he heard the news about Jin's body being found.
And finally got his memory back.
That's right.
Uh-huh. My voice reaches Date's brain right now. That's because there's a reception device in his left eye socket. You can mute me by turning it off, but that's a real hassle, so it's still on. This is the same for Mizuki Kuranushi. She hears my voice too. Mizuki Kuranushi is kinda long. I'll just call her BB. Okay. So... allow me to take care of my pet, briefly. Whiskey? 30 years. Yep. I'm a big fan of that. That's good whiskey there. That is whiskey you don't waste. 50 years is a little excessive, but 30 years is good. All right. Let's start with you two. So about BB.
I've known her for a long time. She's a former coworker from back when I was doing bad stuff. Back then, I used to call her Quartz.
Hey, don't just blurt that out.
Mizuki's name comes from crystal.
Right.
The kanji for crystal can be read as Mizuki.
Crystals are the solid form of silicon dioxide, a mineral, most often recognized as quartz.
Wait, so you were in a Thieves Guild, BB?
The snow isn't letting up.
Don't change the subject.
Anyway, what time is it?
Why do you ask?
No reason.
It is currently 4:25 a.m. Daybreak is close.
Why are you here?
There's a reason I'm here with Kizzy. I got a call from my old pal Date.
I asked him to unlock something for me.
Ah, so this is where we've unlocked the fridge, only it was BB here and not Mizuki.
Are you talking about the freezer?
No, I got that open on the 13th.
It was a different lock this time.
Anyway, that is when we met with Date and the woman he was with.
The woman? I was there too.
Okay. Elaborate. Are you okay? Are you cold?
It is snowing outside, but do not worry about us. My heart is burning strong.
Well, that is a way to put it. I heard about BB.
I suppose Big Sis has already told you everything. Big Sis and I lived in the same home for 6 years, but I never thought my Big Sis was my Big Sis's Big Sis.
So confusing.
Big sis.
Anyway, Mizuki Date, I will call you Little Big Sis from now on. And you, Mizuki Kuranushi, I will call you Big Sis.
Still, just as confusing.
Yep. So who lives in your eyeball when Aiba's not in there? I do wonder. Mizuki is BB's clone. Date already knows this. BB told him. But Kizuna and Lien don't know this yet. They think they're just sisters. That's fair. It's easier than trying to explain, like, hey, we had our genomes edited and then matched. So I heard you went missing.
I am a little embarrassed to admit this, but Lien and I plan to elope.
Good. Your dad is far too unreasonable on this subject.
What?
May I ask why?
Kizzy's father won't accept me.
He threatened to send Lien to prison if he continued to see me,
And that's when I suggested that we run off together.
and I agreed.
So you two...
Yeah. They're both on the run for love.
But we don't know exactly where we want to go yet.
Right. We need some more time to think about it.
Yeah, preferably somewhere where Daddy can't send hitmen. Did you tell Ricci?
I have told him that I am safe and sound.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you weren't kidnapped.
I am so sorry that I worried you.
Yeah. I'm sorry about all this, you guys.
No, I think that's fair. All right, you. Let me just say one thing.
What? Do you have more insults to hurl at me for missing 6 years of your life?
Well, yes, you did agree to be my father figure, and then you up and left for 6 years.
No, it's not that. Maybe she just wanted to hear you say, Mizuki, you've grown so much, or something emotional like that. No, not that either.
Ah, right. For you, it's been 6 years. For me, it's different. I've been back for 4 days dressed like this. I've been watching you guys the whole time, so I don't really have anything sappy to say.
I told you it's not that.
I'm home. Welcome back. Is that what you wanted to hear?
All right, okay. Let me try this again. Mizuki, I'm home.
Welcome back, Date, but that's not what I wanted to say. I threw away all your porno mags.
Yup, that's my girl. I love it. I love it. I love it. So why were you pretending to be Genny?
I know that Horidori Institute and Naix are both caught up in the HB case. Gen was created at the Institute, and he was acquaintances with Tokiko. So, by borrowing his mask, I could snoop on Tokiko and other members of Horidori Institute.
But why do you still look like that here?
Horidori Institute and Naix people come here all the time. Imitating Gen makes it easier to eavesdrop on them.
Oh, do they come here just for the food? So why did you reveal your identity now?
Gonna be honest, This has gotten way out of hand. I can't do this on my own. We need to work together to stop their plan.
Their plan?
Yeah, their nirvanA initiative. So first, I contacted Mizuki Kuranushi.
Date and I met 6 years ago. He knew how to get a hold of me.
I shared everything I had, then told her to find you, Mizuki.
To help stop them?
Basically.
Okay, so I think we all know who the corpse in the freezer is. That's Jin Furroway, but
Let's talk about it later. Trust me, if I explain it now, it'll only confuse you.
that stupid, perverted, porno mag collecting old man. Also my adoptive father. Ugh. Yep, okay, BB. Where is the real Genny? I have questions about that.
I don't know. Not here.
It's fine, I know where he is. Don't you have an idea too?
Out on a date with Mame? Do they get an ending that doesn't involve them dying?
Okay, I'll ask again.
Oh shit.
What's the deal with the corpse? Why is it in the freezer?
It's better that you see for yourself.
I feel like I didn't get to do all my conversation options.
Let me just show you.
Another corpse?
No, not one more.
Not one at all.
It's half.
All right, the stuff we broke open.
So, you finished reading the file.
Yeah.
Now do you understand? Now you know whose left half is in the freezer. Jin Furroway. That's what he really looks like.
And this body?
Uru Somizuki. Terror. He murdered 3 people 6 years ago. Jin, Chikara, and Andy's Kameji.
Destroyed ritual platform. I would like to look at the file. Thank you. Tokiko wrote it. Uru's right half. What is in the
What's
box?
this? There's
That-
some kind of device in there.
Wasn't in there before.
It appears to be a jet-like nozzle device.
Or at least when we were last in here breaking shit. Although I vaguely remember coming in here as Mizuki. So about Uru
I
Somizuki.
can't really say anything more than what's in the file.
Uru Somizuki. He's the child that was kidnapped from Aioen when he was 6.
It was Chikara and Tokiko who took him. They wanted to make him Jin Furroway's donor.
So for over a decade, they did surgery after surgery, giving more and more of Uru to Jin. Half of his face, too.
But
The
not
skin
the half
he
of
lost was
the-
replaced by an artificial skin made of
Of the
carbon
birthmark.
chitin. Half his face was transplanted onto Jin's as well.
Right. And it was only half because Jin had a percent-shaped birthmark on the left side of his face.
A holy symbol for the Order of Percent. It was considered sacred.
And Chikara, being a devoted follower, couldn't get himself to rip that skin off.
Which is why the left half of Jin's face was left untouched.
And after all those transplants, Jin's body ended up being cut in half.
6 years later, February of this year, Uru's body was cut in half.
So what was discovered was Jin's right half and Uru's left half.
Jin and Uru are essentially mirror images of one another.
So when the police were identifying Uru's body, they got their DNA sample to compare against from Jin's organs.
And because those were originally taken from Uru, it naturally follows that they match.
So that's why...
That is the mistake that caused investigators to believe that they were the same person.
So when did you get here?
Only a few hours ago, around 1 a.m.
I asked Leon to open the door to the staircase.
So the lock you mentioned earlier.
That's right. The lock to the staircase door.
That's when I asked them about their plans to run away together.
Oh, we unlocked his heart.
Then the four of us headed down the stairs. Leon carried Kizuno down.
And that's when we found the corpse on the ritual platform.
In the ritual platform. So, how did you find out?
I used Marco's X-ray function. Marco? The name of my AI ball in my left eye.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Marco.
He's pretty shy. He doesn't talk much. Unlike someone else I know.
Excuse me, are you talking about me?
Yes, both Aiba and Tama are very chit-chatty.
I know Aiba really well. We were partners 6 years ago. When I was hired at Abyss, I was supposed to get Marco transplanted into my left eye. But he wasn't finished yet. So instead, I got Aiba.
But Aiba and Date.
Yeah, Aiba and Date were kind of fighting at the time. And I needed to see if I was compatible with an AI ball at all, so...
I see. I apologize. I do not remember anything from back then.
Because of the explosion, right?
Yes.
It's kinda sad. I made so many memories with you, Aiba.
Yeah, that is very sad. Why were Aiba and Date fighting?
Well, you see, I was so preoccupied with my work.
No, it was because you tried watching VR porn while Aiba was still in your left eye.
That does sound like something that would make me very angry.
I told you 1,000,000 times, it was just a watermelon splitting video.
Uh-huh. Yeah, color me skeptical on that one. So what happened up until now? Sorry about that. What happened up till now?
I wanted to ask Shoma about the genetic experiments, so I visited him.
And I looked like Gen, so it didn't raise any concerns.
He told me a lot.
About his body and his older sister, and about the hidden safe.
That's what we came here for. Wait,
Shoma has an older sister?
Yeah,
you know her well.
Kizuno and Iris's friend.
A mermaid at Sunfish Pocket.
A Mame Doi.
Really?
Yep. Alright, what do you have to say? So about Jin Furue.
I don't need to explain it. You should already know.
Jin Furue, the child of Tokiko and Chikara.
He was born with a rare and complicated disease. It caused inoperable tumors to grow in the right half of his body.
Jin might have had it worst of all. He got his first transplant when he was really young. I don't think he wanted to take organs from Uru.
I'm not sure he knew that his parents had Uru locked in a basement.
Remember what it said in Uru's diary? He said he wanted to apologize. I think he is referring to Jin.
So you think the transplant was done against Jin's will?
I'm not positive, but that's just the feeling I get.
Yeah, I really imagine they didn't tell him that they had a donor stashed away in the basement. They were just, would come up and like, oh, hey, son, conveniently, we found a donor for you. Are Leanne and Kizuna okay? Leanne and Kizuna aren't here right now. We split at Brahman.
They're not going far away, are they?
They should be fine. They said they were going to think hard about where to go.
What, did you tell them?
I've
I guess
been
I don't
wondering.
get to ask him about his clothes.
6 years ago, why did Uru cut the bodies in half?
That was for the nirvanA initiative, right?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with the plan? And speaking of, is the nirvanA initiative still happening? I mean, after all, Terror's dead.
Right. The mastermind is dead.
But is that all part of the plan? Because, in order to make people question reality, you show the two halves that are supposed to be Jin Furue. and have them show up 6 years apart, but murdered or with times of death very close. Like, that seems like that could be part of the plan.
But you saw it. On the night of the 13th, on the rooftop of Misatan. That was terror. It was definitely Uru's voice. But Uru should have been dead.
Perhaps his voice was recorded.
Either way, the rehearsal happened even after Terror died. Which means...
the main event will likely still happen as well.
Yeah, it's safe to assume it will proceed as planned.
But I still don't understand the full scope of the nirvanA initiative.
When, where, how? We are completely in the dark.
Why don't you ask the culprit?
Yeah, good idea. Hey, Uru, what's up with your plan, you asshole?
No, that's not what I meant.
I love her expression.
There are other culprits. Whoever killed Uru and Tokiko.
You believe they might know something about the nirvanA initiative?
Well, they seem to be helping it along.
I don't know for sure, but they at least might have some clues.
We don't have enough information yet. Looks like we're gonna need some extra help.
Help?
Over here. Come with me.
There's nothing over here.
You would think that, right? But check this out. Open sesame!
Marco, please. What is this?
Do you like it? Erotic, isn't it?
No.
How is this in any way erotic?
Much more erotic than watermelon splitting.
Let's get going. Yeah.
Please tell me both of you whack him on the head as you walk by. Yeah, Date needs a good old-fashioned Gibbs slap to the back of the head.
What?
So this was the side we were in. There was another side, and it makes an X in the middle. That actually kind of makes sense. I was gonna say, they sure cleaned up a lot of stuff that I wouldn't think was possible.
What does this mean?
It means exactly what you see.
There are two cathedrals? That's right.
Mizuki, look.
Ryuki.
I'm here too.
Oh, Tama.
Tama.
How is Ryuki doing?
It's been a minute, Tama.
Terrible. It was a bad idea to show him this place. He's been like this for hours.
Zap him. Wake him up. Oh, am I in charge of trying to wake him up? Well, 1 minute. What kind of dream did I have last night? None of those? Oh boy. I don't know. Dream of staying at hospital. That's not sexy. What? I mean, okay. Alright, Ryuki. Are you okay?
He appears to at least be breathing.
He might not be if there was rope and a branch in here.
Ugh.
This has been eating at Ryuki for the past 6 years.
Yeah, and turned him into a raging alcoholic.
He regretted what he did and blamed himself. He betrayed Date and shot Mizuki Kuranushi with stun bullets. And what happened to Mizuki, Date, and Kizuna on top of that? Yeah, Terror detonated the bomb, but it was Ryuki who told Date about this place. If he never did, Kizuna and Mizuki wouldn't have been hurt. That's what's been plaguing him. He started drinking, which made the whole thing worse.
I don't care if he feels bad about it. I still don't forgive him.
Easy. He had his reasons.
Yeah, he's trying to protect Tama. So, what about the self-destruct program in Tama?
I was overhauled completely during maintenance a few years back, and that function was deleted. That's when Ryuki opened up about what happened.
Why didn't you share this earlier?
I couldn't. Ryuki betrayed Abyss. He did something you can't come back from. I couldn't let anyone find out.
So you protected him.
It's the same reason I didn't upload the investigation data from 6 years ago. I made an oath. No matter what, I will protect Ryuki.
But Ryuki himself could have informed us sooner.
You should know why he didn't do that. Why he gave in to Terror's demands.
He wanted to protect his loved ones.
Wouldn't you do the same?
Well, he did only have Tama left at that point, right? Why are you here?
Date called me.
Yeah. I told him to head over to the other cathedral.
Does that mean he saw Uru's corpse in Tokiko's file?
He did, yep. And then he came here through the hidden passage.
And started being mopey boy again. Okay, so about Kizuna, because apparently this makes the conversation progress.
I heard. So she eloped, huh? It had nothing to do with the video. It was just Ryuki's active imagination.
It's Ryuki. Sand coming down from the ceiling. A thick pillar. Can't look at the elevator. Yell at him. Bye, Ryuki.
Do you hate Ryuki? Of course I do. I want to shove a pipe in his mouth and stir up his organs. 6 years ago, he... It made my heart condition worse.
Well, that also explains why they had a nice pre-made Abyss uniform for Mizuki.
It affected my work. I can't investigate properly if I have to go to the hospital all the time. But when I heard you recently joined Abyss, I shadowed you. And February 10th, when you went to the stadium, I got there before you and found the corpse. At the time, I had no clue it was Uru's left half. But I knew it had to do with the HB case from 6 years ago. I told you before that the one thing I wanted was for you to live a normal life. I couldn't let you get caught up in this case. I had to stop you.
Except I was already involved. I was sitting there. When the first body fell, you think a kid's gonna forget something like that shortly after having both her parents killed?
That's why...
I see. You shot at Mizuki to dissuade her from finding the corpse.
She seems a little pissed. Understandably. I too would be pissed at Ryuki over that. What about you, old man? 2 cathedrals?
Marco, can you send Aiba the data?
Got it. Opening it. It is a cross-section of the two cathedrals.
I really want to see the Marco. Like what Marco, like even just one of these forms. They wouldn't have to do like an Ibatama form. I understand that those are the sexy female ones and everyone wants to see those. You know, that's how you get the sex appeal. But I really want to see what Marco looks like, even if he's just a cute little cuddly eyeball bear. It is a cross-section of the two cathedrals.
You get it now? There's one on the east and one on the west.
Terror blew up the west one. This one, right here.
Which happens to be the same side Ryuki met Terror. What he called his execution chamber.
On the east side was Uru's corpse and Tokiko's file.
And that mysterious box.
Oh, yeah, we've seen that box before. I did wonder about that. It just sort of got pushed behind a whole bunch of other questions.
The one connected to the Naix building is the east one. You can take the elevator up to the president's office.
Ryuki, you made a mistake. But lying around here in all your misery isn't gonna fix anything.
Yes, you get out there, you fix your damn mistakes.
If you really regret what you did, solve this case. That's the only way to atone.
Also, maybe go to Alcoholics Anonymous. You really, really need to get on that wagon.
Ryuki, I remember one night we went out drinking. You told me about your little brother. You always talk about him when you drink. You made him a promise, right? You said, I'll become a hero of justice. If I've fallen, I just need to get back up again. You used to say it all the time. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. As long as you have a body to do it, you climb back up again. Come on, Ryuki. Climb above the debris. It doesn't matter if you're pitiful. It doesn't matter if you show vulnerability. You struggle, you crawl, and you make it back to the top.
And at the top is a porno bag waiting for you.
That's what we do. That's what makes us human.
Oh no, he's actually giving an actual touching speech. Okay.
Mr. Date. Everyone.
Okay, BB, just shoot him with some stun bullets, please. Just, yeah, give him a jolt. It'll be fine.
Ryuki, now's not the time to cry. Come climb up here.
You mean...
Don't get me wrong. I'll only forgive you after we solve this case. So...
Okay.
Those torches have impressive life. Been burning for 6 whole years. After that, we all shared information. Aiba, Tama, and Marco shared everything on the local network. Date received everything as well via the interface implanted in his eye socket. Anything that wasn't recorded electronically, we shared verbally. Everything from 6 years ago, everything from this year, all the information including Somnia from top to bottom.
So, the first thing on the agenda is stopping the nirvanA initiative.
When? Where? How? We don't know anything about it.
We should know everything except where. Tama shared all her data, right?
I did receive the information.
I didn't give it a close look.
Ryuki, can you tell us more about the nirvanA initiative?
Yeah. I'll explain everything in order.
Please.
First, Terror, Uru, created a video.
Please don't show me the video. Oh, no, you're waiting for me to ask you. So about the videos, I mean, you could just tell me this all at once. but okay. About the videos.
Uru created 3 videos. QR video, nirvanA trial, and nirvanA X. The QR video was the first.
The QR code on the signboard in Jin's body. That was a link to the video, right?
Right. So it was first made public 6 years ago, on February 10th. The motive was...
There were stories about people who went missing after watching the video, but...
It was actually the second video that caused people to go missing. The nirvanA trial.
So, about the nirvanA
It was
trial.
uploaded on February 9th.
Back when Uru was still alive.
But what for?
I think it was a beta version of nirvanA X, the third video. For testing purposes for the main event.
Testing what?
There was a code, like BATS 490 in the nirvanA trial video. That code led to the Eastern Cathedral. The coordinates led to the staircase.
Yeah, but that door has tons of locks.
Right, but the staircase had another code. By solving that, you could collect the numerous keys located all over the city.
Oh, so we just had Leon bypass that, huh?
And those who did solve everything would be able to unlock the door to the Eastern Cathedral. Did you notice the box? Inside was a device that shot TC Purge. If you open the box, it triggers.
Oh, and of course, people without X-ray vision go around being like, "Oh, what's in the box?" This is the hallucinogen virus, right? So about TC Purge.
When it enters the brain, it can even overwrite the DNA structure inside neurons.
And that's why they had Shoma not really age. Nobody else really aged because they're older, but Shoma, because Mizuki aged for 6 years, you're like, oh, why wouldn't Shoma age? But because your timeline is all back and forth, the reason he doesn't age is because he looks the same age because they stopped aging in him. That's the excuse we have for that. All right, cool. Also, that is just like the textbook picture of a virus, which is hilarious to me.
It can make you see things, make you dance. It makes you do weird things over and over.
Like they were talking about NPCs doing.
And it spreads in the air. If this virus gets out somehow, the human race is in for a rough trip. Can you picture it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes.
The whole world going crazy. People everywhere doing unpredictable things. Crazy things. Over and over.
I'll be honest. I contracted TC Purge.
Oh yeah, did we open the box? I think we did.
Because I opened the box.
Yep.
But it's okay. Ryuki has developed a resistance to it, and he can't spread it either. Having said that, TC Purge is still a problem. Before the body develops a resistance, it can spread. Not to mention the neurons that are damaged can't be repaired.
That's why Ryuki was acting weird.
Is that what it looked like? When I was infected with TC Purge, my symptoms got worse. Disorientation, short-term memory loss, hallucinations.
Talking like a modem.
He's been seeing hallucinations for 6 years now. The mental trauma of what happened to his brother.
Anyway, those who solved the code and opened the box contracted TC Purge. And as a result, they started acting strangely.
And now, there are people dancing and rioting in the streets. And a lot of suicides.
I see. These people would have no motivation to return home.
That's why so many people went missing.
In other words, Uru's experiments were a success. He's dead now, but his plan is still alive.
I'm guessing his lackeys are carrying out the plan now, to raise the curtain on the main event.
So, main event.
I think I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna shoot the rocket somewhere.
With TC Purge on the warhead.
Yeah, they pretty much told us that.
The rocket will explode.
And the virus will spread?
Yeah.
Most likely, yes.
Tons of people will get infected with TC Purge.
It will grow in their bodies.
And inevitably spread.
From one person to another.
Oof.
If we do things that are beyond the comprehension of a designer, simultaneously, all around the world, bugs will start appearing everywhere.
This will lead all mankind to reach moksha, an emancipation from this fictional world.
I mean, if y'all want to leave, feel free. At some point, you know, I do just wish you wouldn't push your belief system on everybody else. That'd be great. Yeah, if we could just do that. That'd be so nice. God. But also, if I am living in a simulation, I don't want to wake up. I want to just be in the simulation.
It's the nirvanA Initiative.
Even if this nirvanA thing turns out to be bullshit, the virus itself is a problem.
Right. I don't know if it will really cause glitches to appear or anything, but it'll be mass hysteria.
Be a lot of people dying, and we don't want that.
There is already an uptick in suicides.
Well, yeah, we were all locked inside our houses for 2 years. That does a lot of people in. So when is this plan going to happen?
The final video, nirvanA X, is already public.
There's a 7-digit number, which is probably a time and a date.
February 15th, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Noon, today.
Aiba, what time is it now?
7:55 a.m.
We barely have 4 hours left.
Okay, where is it going to happen?
Well,
We don't know.
my guess is the other letters that were in the video are some kind of code too.
Oh, I'm good at the letter codes.
Maybe they point to a location.
I say, having, stared at some of those other puzzles for a while.
No. I converted the letters to numbers and checked the coordinates.
It's an area in the Pacific Ocean. No land around. I don't think those coordinates are where the plan is happening.
I don't think it's coordinates. I think it's something else.
Then where could it be?
Oh, I remember something Bibi said earlier. The culprit who killed Uru and Tokiko. Maybe they have a clue.
Right.
Well, in that case, there is one person. I don't know if they're the culprit, but they might have some valuable information. I didn't know where to find them before, but I've got a good idea now. That person, she's probably with Shoma.
Shoma's mother.